Hey, it's John and Mike here from brew-dudes.com. We're going to give you a state of the brewery explanation. It's basically because there's a lot of things going on, and this is a good forum just to talk about stuff. So there's a few things that we've brewed over the last couple of weeks, months, years that we've tasted, and we've had different thoughts about it. The first thing I wanted to bring up was that Sriracha Ace wheat that I threw together, I brewed, and we tasted on a video that we posted a while ago. Had a party at the house just last weekend, opened up another bottle, and all that, those delicate lemony flavors, although still present, different. What'd you say?
Like, yeah, I mean, still fresh, like a fresh tasting beer, a refreshing beer, but some of the subtle characters of the Sriracha Ace lemony quality was definitely muted.
Yeah, so we have theories. We have theories, right?
Yeah.
These are theories. Not sure if it's just these delicate new exotic flavor compounds, or just that they're just more delicate and they don't last as long. It's less of the sort of noble flavor profiles. Maybe they last longer. I don't know. We don't know. But it is interesting, and I think Mike will get into the same thing about, I guess the first time you brewed that Falconer's Flight IPA, we noticed a big decline in terms of sort of the real, like, there's a lot of things going on here, and the first time we tasted it, there was a lot of different
tropical
flavors.
fruit and things like that, but that faded away.
And then as time went on, it was like, okay, this is grapefruit.
It's just grapefruit.
That's it.
Like, those hops stood out.
Yeah. So that's that. So not sure, I don't know if that's an experiment or maybe I just need to read more about it. But it's an interesting development, especially with all these new hops that are being developed, and certainly for an IPA culture, it's definitely one where it's best to drink these fresh.
Yeah. The real question is, does selective breeding focused on really cool flavors, not thinking about the longevity of hop flavor, right? It's just an interesting debate.
Who knows? I don't know yet. So, all right. So let's talk about your experiment with.
So the Falconer's Flight with the sulfate and the no sulfate, so the gypsum additions to try to drive that calcium and sulfate levels up to see if it affects hop flavor. That beer is still in primary. I mean, it's basically done fermenting. Dry hopping hasn't happened yet, so that has to happen.
Okay.
Kind of delaying, just dragging it out. Life kind of takes a twist and turn, so it slows it down. But the beer does smell great already as it is. It's fermented to where I want it to. It attenuated really well. I've got it chilling down. I think right now it's about 56 degrees, so hopefully this week before I go on vacation I'll throw dry hops in it.
Hopefully. Does one smell more fragrant than the other?
They both smell the same. And I will say that when I tasted the hydrometers, no spoilers, but I did taste a little difference.
Okay, we'll have to wait.
Okay.
Right, no spoilers, I'm down with that. Okay. So, one other thing that during the same party where we tasted the Sriracha Ace wheat, I brewed a Doppelbock probably late last year, and it's been aging for that many months. I have to look back at my notes, but it was probably November of last year. So we finally opened up a bottle. I mean, I have had bottles since then, maybe like one or two, just to see how it was progressing. But extended lagering or storage or whatever you want to, just aging, conditioning, makes a big difference with these big lagers. And I think we all know this, but until you brew one and you experience it and you taste it and you're like, okay, yeah, this is why you wait. If you're patient, it's really good, man.
You will be rewarded.
Yes, it will, yeah. So it was fairly the best. It was definitely like liquid gold. It was good. So we'll see.
Let me ask you this. I don't like Doppelbock.
You're gonna love this Doppelbock.
Whenever I had commercial versions, they always come across to me as being a little bit hot and some sort of solventy. I don't know if that's age because they're coming over from
maybe
across the pond or what, but it's. How's yours? Is it hot or is it smooth?
I didn't sense. It was definitely smooth as now. Of course, we probably had this a few beers in.
Okay.
So was all my senses at the peak of sharpness? I would say no, but it did have that wow factor, so we'll have to have it, you know, as a first.
Well, there's nothing better than
taste.
critical tasting a few beers in.
That's right, because everything tastes great. It's like, all right,
that's the best beer I've ever had.
So maybe I should dampen, you know, my words here, but I don't know. It definitely, I can tell you this, it was a much different beer than what I had, say, 2 or 3 months after the lagering period. So it's we'll see. It's pretty good.
Great.
So. And then we have some sad news.
We have some sad news.
A little bit of a loss in the family.
So we're thankfully on the back end of a long stretch of 90+ degree weather here in New England with super high humid days. Needless to say, the garage gets really warm in here, and it doesn't ventilate itself very well. So the old kegerator, we shot an entire series around my chest freezer kegerator right here behind us.
It's a tribute now.
It's a tribute now. It did not fare very well. It was kind of old to begin with, and I think I've just burnt the compressor out of it. I mean, it's running right now. I've got it set to 45 degrees, but it's only barely holding 70 degrees. So the old chest freezer kegerator is probably heading out the door. The good thing for brew-dudes.com is I might turn it into a warm box for winter fermentations.
How about that?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
2, my sister moved to Buffalo, so I have her fridge to replace this kegerator. So hopefully in an upcoming series, that fridge is an upright, so maybe we will do a couple clips on drilling some holes in a fridge.